Hi everyone, Sean from Everything F1 here. So this week we head into the third race of F1's post-summer break triple header after the wildly different events at the rain-washed Belgium and the fan-dominated Netherlands. This week sees F1 return to the Temple of Speed Monza in Italy, set in the small city of Monza, roughly 20 kilometres north of Milan. This is a short but demanding circuit and has held all but one Italian Grand Prix since F1 began back in 1950, with the Italian Grand Prix of 1980 being the exception, being held at Imola. This circuit has gone through many iteration changes over its lifetime, from the old speedway-style banked oval to the modern 5.793 kilometre or 3.6 mile layout. Ferrari boasts the most wins of any constructor here at what is essentially their home track, being just an hour from their home base of Fiorano, having most recently won emphatically in 2019 in the hands of then new boy Charles Leclerc, the first Ferrari winner since Fernando Alonso also won in his first year at the Scuderia back in 2010. While Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher share spoils for the most successful drivers here with 5 wins each. Last year saw the unexpected but unanimously adored debut victory of Pierre Gasly for AlphaTauri, emulating Sebastian Vettel's victory for the then named Toro Rosso in 2008. An uncharacteristic mistake from Lewis Hamilton and a big crash by Charles Leclerc allowed Gasly to utilise a brilliant red flag strategy to jump the field and fend off McLaren's Carlos Sainz on the way to a very popular and very young Gasly-Sainz Stroll podium. This year's race is primed to throw up a lot of drama too, we hope, after the long-awaited announcements of Valtteri Bottas leaving Mercedes for Alfa Romeo and George Russell finally getting the promotion up from Williams to replace him. So then, with all that out of the way, let's take a full flying lap of the Temple of Speed, starting with a wide line out of the final turn Parabolica to build up as much speed and momentum as possible for the long pit straight. DRS will open just around the start-finish line before the long run down to turn 1. Drivers will be bouncing off their rev limiters at about 350 kilometers per hour before braking extremely heavily just before the 100 meter board down to only about 70 kilometers an hour. Turn 1 is one of the heaviest braking zones of the whole F1 calendar and does lead to the very tight and bumpy 1-2 chicane, where we're likely to see many overtakes during the race, but also some crashes on lap 1 as cars try to squeeze their way through. Traction is key out of turn 2 and up to the fast right of turn 3 Curva Grande, before another heavy braking zone into the second chicane at turns 4 and 5, where drivers will take as much curve as they dare for the quickest line and then accelerate out for the quick dash to the first of the Lesmo corners. The Lesmo 1 is a fast 90-degree right-hander before the second slightly slower right-hander of Lesmo 2, where again exit is everything. Drivers will mount the curve for a wide line but still want to get the power on early to the second DRS zone for the run down under the bridge, the old banking, and to the incredibly fast Ascari chicane complex of turns 8, 9 and 10. Again, traction and stability are everything here, as the earlier the drivers can get on the power through 9, the better run they'll get out of 10, and down the long back straight where overtaking is possible, down to the Parabolica again, where this time around drivers will actually take a tighter line closer to the apex rather than the wide line to start the laps to get the shortest run possible this time around to complete the lap. And that's it. Quick as you like. That is a lap of Monza like Zandvoort last week. This is also a very short lap by modern F1 standards. The benefit of a tow here is extremely strong given the long straight, and in recent years we've seen some somewhat ridiculous games by the drivers trying to back each other up and guarantee a tow from the car in front. The FIA have introduced rules to try and get around this, and while it wasn't quite as bad last year as it was in 2019, you could probably still expect some shenanigans on the outlaps and qualifying as drivers still try to get themselves some space. You can, however, expect a lot of overtakes during the races. With these long straights, even without DRS, overtaking tends to be very easy around Monza. Early weather reports suggest nothing but sunny skies and temperatures edging 30 degrees, so there's no risk of any Belgium repeats this time around. If you're lucky enough to be going, I'm very jealous, but do remember your hats and sun cream and do be careful as it will be very hot. But tell us, who's your money on for this week's Italian Grand Prix? Will Gasly and AlphaTauri do the impossible again? Will Max make it 3 in a row? Will Bottas use his dropping from Mercedes as a bit of a motivation to steal a bit of a win off Hamilton? Or will Leclerc and Sainz make the home crowd very happy with an unexpected victory for Ferrari? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do like and share. Also, please do check out the Everything F1 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We have a very special interview with 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐯𝐶 from the W Series coming up very soon. So be sure you're subscribed to get notified whenever a new episode goes live. Anyway, I've been Sean. Thanks very much as always for watching and enjoy the Italian Grand Prix.